Pink, Black, and Gold Damask with Chains Gel Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everyone! In today's video I'm going to be showing you this nail art design that I'm currently wearing that is actually pretty easy and inspired by a deck of cards, which is not totally relevant, but it's pink, it's black, and it's gold. So it's super neon, it's super eye-catching. It's one of those things that I keep looking at my hands and just thinking, ooh, I love this, because I love pink and black and it just, I don't know, it makes me smile. Like I said, it matches a deck of cards that I've been playing with recently. So I was like, every time I played with the cards, I was like, this would be so nice to have on my nails. Eventually I'm like, you know what, why am I waiting? I should just do this. So that is what it is. I also, all the gold accents are from Born Pretty store, so I got a couple new wheels that I'll be showing you and just some new gold stuff. There's actually chains. I've never used chains on my own nails before, and I can tell you right now that it is probably something you'll be seeing more from. I'll be doing more of, so you'll see more of it from me, because I love having the chains on there. I love the way they feel, so I've been feeling my nails constantly, all the time. So I hope you guys like this, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. Begin by painting your ring nail with hot pink gel polish and your thumb with black. So here are the little wheels that I said I'd be showing you. So here's the first one. This one has all the different kinds of chains in it, and this is probably the thing that I'm most excited about from this last order. So this is the really fine one, the one that I'll be using in today's video, but there are some bigger ones that have so many uses in more 3D and crazier nail art. So there's all different kinds of chains in here. They're all gold. This one has little circles in it periodically, so that could definitely be fun for, I don't know what exactly at the moment, but I'm sure something will come to me. And there's different ones. That one's more like the little ball chain, and then there's some that are really quite large. And so the finer the chain is, the longer the string of it is. But yeah. And then I have this one that I thought I was going to use when I first started this design, and then as I was working on it, I was like, you know what, I don't think this is quite right. But these ones are rose gold, and it's all different kinds, different shapes of little studs. There's a couple different frame ones, which I know I'll be using because I love those little frames to mix those in with my rhinestones. And so I've got those. This is another thing that I was like, you know what, I should use this, and then I decided against it. I don't know, once I got a little farther in. But these are just some gold, like, I don't know, gold pieces that fit on the nail. I think I was going to stick them on my ring nail, and I think the reason I decided against them is they weren't quite curved enough to fit on my ring nail. They fit really well on my thumb, but for whatever reason, it just seemed like something that belonged on my ring nail. So not for today's design, but I'll be using those later. Again, like I said, all these things are just kind of gold and could definitely be incorporated into this design. Just, I don't know. I like the chains. Once I started using the chains, I couldn't stop. So then here is a little Mod Podge of different things. There's some caviar beads in there, which I used, and then there's those. They're little half circles that are they're like little bars. They're really hard to hold, but aside from that, they're awesome. I use those. Those are really cool. And there's also some little, there's like some little leaf type shapes, and there's tiny little moon studs. So I use the moon ones and then those half circle bar ones. And I love all that golds. I love all these studs. Studs are one of my absolute favorite things to use. And so to start the design on the ring nail, I began, and I'm painting with gel polish, which usually when you see my designs, I paint with acrylic paint. That's generally my preference, but for this one, I just decided to keep it all in gel polish since I knew that I would need to use the pink gel on the black nails so that it would match. And so I just did black with everything, or the gel with everything. So then with this one, black gel polish, I began and I just created sort of a curved line down the center of the nail. I wanted to keep it symmetrical, so I started in the center and I'm working my way out. That's the best way, instead of starting on the side and then kind of working across the nail or cuticle to tip or whatever way you want to think about it. If you want it to be symmetrical, start in the center and then work your way out. It just seems to go the best. So you can pretty much, you have a lot of flexibility here. Work with your nail shape, add lines, add swirls, add triangles, do whatever you want. Don't limit yourself to what you think you want the design to be, because you may get into it and it doesn't fit right, and then if you try to smoosh it in, it's not going to work out very well. But if you kind of go into it with an open mind, it usually goes a little bit better. After that's cured, paint a line of clear builder gel down the center of the nail, and then pick up your little chain. Like I said, I'm using the finest one that came in the wheel, and lay it down into that clear gel. You can use a brush or a dotting tool or something to organize it. And then grab a little wire cutter or a cuticle nipper or a nail clippers, and then cut off the extra length, and then refix it so it's in a nice straight line again, and then cure that. So then on my index nail with black gel polish, I began with adding my French tip. And if you're wondering why I don't have a gel base coat on there, since obviously my nail's not got any gel on it at this point, I have dipping powder on there right now, so that's why I'm not applying any base coat. So, but if you do have, if you're just doing this on your natural nails, please apply base coat. It'll go much smoother for you. And then after the tip is cured, then I grab more of that hot pink color and I apply that along the cuticle. So I've got a full circle going around my nail, but it's black at the tip and then pink across the top. Then I'm going to be grabbing that curved bar shape one, and I kind of fit it on my nail, and then I pinched it some to tighten the curve on it. Not a lot, just a little bit, just very gently pinched it. And then it was a little too long even after I pinched it. So I cut off the extra length from it with a cuticle nipper, or with a fingernail clippers again. Then with clear builder gel, I'm going to attach that. So I want the ends of the gold bar thing to fit where the pink and the black gel polish meet, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I want to just kind of frame that separation there. Then I'm going to take more of that clear builder gel, sort of fill in above that, and I'm going to be adding that little moon stud. So not in the moon orientation, but sort of like that. It reminds me of the, this is going to sound kind of goofy, but it reminds me of when you see like an angry bull type of thing and they've got the nose ring that goes right in their nostrils. That's kind of, that's what that reminds me of. And then add a caviar bead right beneath the pink of the gel line at the top. On the middle nail with black gel polish, I'm going to be starting by filling in a very large, kind of a half moon, but a little bit bigger of a section right at the top of the nail. Depending on how long your nails are, you may not have the space to do, quite as big of a section. But fill that in, cure that, and then fill in the tip, the French tip, with the hot pink color. This design could definitely be switched up color-wise. The other color that I think it would look really good in would be an aqua and the black with the gold. I think that would be so pretty. A very different vibe would be, I don't know, more subtle, I think, but I think aqua, black, and gold is also a really good combo. And I also took a little line of the pink and I added that right above, right within that black, and then also within the black. So don't keep that pink line all the way up, or don't put it in the middle. You want it to be a little bit down from the middle. And I'm going to cut off a tiny little piece of that gold chain. Same gold chain, I use the same really fine one all throughout this design. And I'm going to set that in, and you can kind of curve it and manipulate the chain into whatever shape you want. So I could curve it into the same curvature as my pink stripe and have a little gold stripe that was that 3D chain. Cure that. Then on the pinky, I'm going to begin with a pink French tip, pinky with pink, and just start that out with the pink on there. After that is cured, then I'm going to take some black gel polish and I'm going to be adding a little outline from the French tip all the way up around the cuticle. So that's the first thing I did on this one. And so just take and do it a little bit by a little bit. Don't try to do the whole thing in one swipe. Start and just kind of, I did the French tip first and then I went along the cuticle and kind of connected them and just brought that down and around. Don't work too fast on here. Now I have cat hair in my nail, classic. But just kind of keep it slow and don't rush yourself when you're painting these lines. And then I'm going to make two curved lines, so they are going to meet in the middle, but then kind of fan out on the side. So you have these two triangles, one at the cuticle and one right above the French tip. And then add just a little swirl that kind of makes it look like it's attached to the end of that little curve that you had in the beginning. So continue that along, just like that. Cure that, and then in those two triangles that I mentioned with clear builder gel, I'm going to be attaching 3 caviar beads. So just pick those up and stick them in there so they kind of fit and fill in that triangle. Just like that. And then after you have that done, make sure you cure it before your caviar beads roll away or slide away or do anything crazy. On the thumb with pink gel polish, I'm going to be painting another one of the designs very similar to what I did on the ring nail. Like I said, I was kind of looking at my deck of cards while I was working on this. But once again, no matter what kind of design you're looking at, if it's a pattern like this, don't feel like you're limited to what you're seeing, because if you do that, you're probably going to end up trying to fit something in that maybe doesn't fit, because a fingernail is not a square that you can mimic something in. And sometimes even when you're basing it off of somebody else's design, you might paint things a little bit bigger. So just try to keep yourself open to what fits and what looks good on the nail that you're working on. So I started out and I created 2 lines down the center of the nail, and then I filled them in with swirls that went back and forth, so they went in different directions, and then I added a little design on either side of it just to fill it in. And after I did this, I forgot to record it. I don't know what happened. But right along those first two lines that I made, so those two straight lines that went down the nail, I applied some clear builder gel once again, and then added the chain. So this line, or this nail has 2 lines of the gold chain on it. And that is it. Apply a layer of top coat and you are all done. Like I said, I love having the chain on there because it doesn't catch as much as some studs and rhinestones do, but it has a really fun texture just to feel. So I hope you guys like this, and definitely try out having chains on your nails if you haven't done that before. I don't know why I've waited this long. I think they're fantastic. Please share recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I would love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!